Okay. At the test keywords we need to see. So at the test, what are all the different keywords we can use? So as discussed yesterday, so data provider keyword, first one. So data provider keyword is mainly used to map the data provider annotation and at the test method. So how you can map using this keyword only. These are the keywords, data provider. So at the test, data provider equal to, so data provider name and data provider method name. So that is what, so we're going to plan. And depends on groups. Depends on groups means the list of groups this method depends on. So this test method depends on this group. First, what will happen? First, this group will execute. Then this method will execute. That's a depends on groups means. That means if this is successful, then it will come here. Okay?
Okay, sir.
And depends on methods. That is, if you have groups, that is the process. If you have methods, for example, in the class, you have a multiple methods. One method depends on other method. Then you can call depends on methods concept. So at the test bracket depends on methods equal to curly bracket inside, you give the your all methods. So what are all methods? First you want to execute before this. So you can set a order also with this depends on methods concept. So then we have a always run if set to true. Okay, if we set to true, this method will always run this method. So whatever the annotation you write this keyword always run equal to true, then so that will first that will execute irrespective of this method fails also. If you write always run equal to true, this method will execute automatically. If T method fails also, it will execute. Generally depends on method. If you write if T method fails, T1 won't execute, it will skip basically. But always run equal to true if you write, it won't consider the depends on methods status, pass or fail. But T1 will execute always. Always run means run always. It doesn't matter what happens. That's the meaning of always run equal to true. Next, description. So you want to describe about this test method. Then you can use this description keyword at the test description equal to write small description about what this method that will show in the logs. That's the main objective of this. Enabled. So you want to skip this test case. You don't want to run now. Then you can use enabled equal to false. At the test enabled equal to false. Expected exceptions. The list of exceptions that a test method is expected to throw. If no exception are different, then the one you listed here, and it will mark that test case as a failed. So that you are expecting some exceptions. and you write those exceptions like this. At the test, you're expecting the exceptions, this one, E1, E2, something like that. E1 means exception name, okay?
Okay.
So no such element exception, Webdriver exception, or stale element reference exception, such kind of no such frame exception, no such window exception. All these exceptions you can write
Runtime exceptions, correct? Runtime.
runtime. So those exceptions you can mention here, and other than the specified one, anything is throwing by your test method, then this test method will fail. But if any of these things comes, then it will be passed. The test case will be passed.
Okay.
Then groups. The list of groups this class or method belongs to. The list of groups this class or method belongs to. So basically, why we'll do grouping? To understand, okay, which group category related test cases we want to run. You can control. So basically, in the testing terminology, you have a smoke, sanity, regression, end-to-end test cases, functional test cases, like that the categorization will be done. While manual testing itself, they will categorize. So all these differences is basically smoke means very basic functionality. You need that first. It's very important. Okay. The basic functionality, if you want to execute, and you will run only smoke test cases. Other than basic. Okay, so other than basic, like daily you want to run, that is called regression test cases. Those regression test cases you can run. So whichever the test case you want to run, you have to group first. If you group only, you can run like that. Otherwise,
Okay, sorry, smoke is just like smoke testing is just like basic.
a keyword, just a keyword, okay, just a keyword. You can give your own, but in the testing terminal, smoke means, okay, whether they will release the build, right? Once you get a build for testing. So the build is in a good shape to test or not. That is what you will just check. Basic functionality, very high level.
Okay.
Basic functionality is working or not, you will check.
Okay. Regression is daily. You said
regression is basically daily you will use, and to check developer modifies the code, right? If the developer modifies, he modified in one area, is it affecting in another areas or not? It is going to be checked. That means all the areas you will test it once again in the regression.
Oh. This is all, I think, manual, like smoke regression and sanity.
Manual.
Okay.
Yeah, manual.
And
so
lastly,
manual.
how about the sanity, Ramesh? Sanity testing?
You before the release, okay, before the release. So it's a basically subset of regression, sanity. Okay. One area developer modified, only that area you will test thoroughly. So not very high level, but very deep you will test only that area. For example, you take that add to cart, one example I'm giving, okay, add to cart. So in the add to cart, some bug he fixed it. Now you add to cart, you will test all the test cases, only add to cart.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah.
That's the end of the before the release. Before the release, so you will do very particular area, very deep. That's the sanity.
Okay.
Okay. So you can create a groups like this. @test groups equal to smoke, comma, or rather you can give other keywords also. Priority equal to 1, description equal to this one. So you have to separate with the comma all the keywords. These are all @test keywords. So that means you are categorizing this one to this group, small group. So multiple groups also you can place. For this method, you want to put in this group, both the groups. And you write that group names. Automatically, this will be a part of this group and this group also. So once you have a groups in your class, okay, in your multiple classes. So how can you control which group you want to run, which group you don't want to run? So for that, we have to create an XML file, that is testng.xml file. Then you have to use include and exclude groups. Include and exclude groups you have to use. After grouping in Selenium, so we specify include and exclude tags in testng.xml. So include tag, what it will tell? It tells the testng.xml. So which group we need to execute? That's an include tag. Exclude tag tells testng.xml which group we have to skip it. So you skip. So which group you want to skip? So that you can do with the exclude tag. So this is the one. First, create an XML file. This is the XML file syntax, right? Suit tag, yes. Name equal to suit groups, parallel equal to none. Test tag, name equal to test groups. Groups, then run. So include name, smoke. That means these are already created in these classes. In these classes, the test methods are categorized. Some of them smoke, some of them regression, you categorize it in these classes. That I'm saying it. That means from these classes, execute only smoke test cases you are telling. Then in this, you have regression test cases also, but now you're instructing run only smoke test cases, not other test cases. Then only smoke test case will execute. So that's the how you can control which test cases you want to run, which test case you don't want to run. So that's the grouping concept. So then close the groups and then classes. Okay, these groups are in which classes? You mentioned that class name equal to package dot class name. Class name equal to package dot class name. So then classes tag. So test tag closes, suit tag closes.
Oh,
that's the groups.
This XML file, typical testNG represent testNG, right?
Right.
testNG XML. Yeah. The new
Test
thing is run tag. I see first time here, run. Whenever I need to run, put in this between this tag, correct? Run
right,
tag.
right. You have multiple testNG classes. You have to pull here under this classes tag. Which class you want to run? That class, with each class you will represent with one class tag. Class tag inside you have a name attribute. Name attribute value is package name dot class name. That's how you will write in the testng.xml.
And suite represent the whole XML, like HTML file. It is
right.
Like, okay.
HTML is different, and this is XML file. Yeah. XML structure, this one.
Great.
Okay. Next, invocation count. What is meant by invocation count? The number of times this method should be invoked. The number of times this method should be invoked. How many times you want to run the same method? So if you write invocation count equal to 2 or 3, this test method will execute 3 times. So that means number of times you want to repeat the same test, one after the other, then you will use test invocation count. You give the number, that many times it will repeat. Okay. And success percentage. Success percentage the percentage of success expected from this method. The success percentage of success you are expecting from this test method, then you will use this, but we won't use much this, don't worry. Then timeout. Timeout is the maximum number of milliseconds this test should take to complete the execution. So you're telling, okay, this method should not take more than this many seconds. Then you mention like this, @test timeout equal to 3000 milliseconds. That means I'm instructing this test method should finish execution within 3 seconds or up to 3 seconds. Not more than. If it takes more than 3 seconds, then the test case will return a failure. If it is not finishing in 3 seconds. Thread pool size. Thread pool size means the size of the thread pool for this test method. The method will be invoked for multiple threads, right? For specified by invocation count. Here, if you invoke 3 times, it will run, right?
Yes.
You have to mention thread pool size also. How many threads you want to run? That thread pool size. If you mention thread pool size, that many threads will open for that. Basically, if you want to run parallel, that time it will help you. Then this is a very important keyword. You want to run in the order, your test methods. If you have multiple test methods, you want to run them in the order. Then you will use priority keyword. So lowest priority will schedule first. @test priority equal to 1. That means first this T1 will execute first. @test priority equal to 2. This L1 will execute a second. Because the lowest one, this one, right? Okay, that related test method is this one. So this code will execute first. Then priority 2 related code will execute second. That's the order you can set with this priority keyword. So how to specify particular class methods? Okay, in your testNG class, you have multiple methods. Multiple methods are there. Which method you want to include, which method you don't want to run, that you will use include and exclude tags in a particular class. So let's see how to do that. So suit tag name equal to name of the suit, test tag name equal to regression, groups, run tag, exclude name, broken test, include name, chicken test. These are the group names, okay? Group names. You can give any group name, not necessary smoke sanity regression, okay? It's up to you. What is the group name you want to give? After that group, classes tag, right? Classes tag inside class tag. In this class, which methods? There are many methods in the class inside. Which method you want to include and which method you don't want to include in the execution. So this class, this is how you can write it. Methods tag. See, hierarchy you can understand. Classes below class tag. In this class, which method you want to run and which method you don't want to run. So you mention like this, include name test method. While executing this class, only this method will execute. this method will skip automatically. That's the include and exclude. So tags means. So class tag. So next another class. So this is the one class tag structure. Next class tag, name and the attribute. Then close the classes tag, test tag, suit tag. So then testNG reports. So you have a reports. Okay, once you run the test cases, you will get a reports. As I mentioned right in the beginning class, it will provide a HTML reports, right? That HTML reports, why do you need? So reports helps you to identify the status of your test case, whether it is pass or fail, skip. So that status you need to get right after running. That report will show this status of test case. And the second one, using reports, you can
By the way,
calculate.
Ramesh, testNG just only generate HTML based reports or
Yes,
other
yes,
form of reports?
HTML
Okay.
reports it will generate.
Okay.
So, and also it will help you to calculate the each test case, how much time it is taking.
Okay.
For execution, how much time it is taking. That you can calculate. It will give you that time also. You can share this automation reports with your team and client also, as well as, with your manager, whoever wants a report. So that will give you for them what is the testing status, how is testing progress is there, what test case you automated also, they can see that. Okay.
Okay.
So that is there are three types of reports are there. First one is, first this folder will create in your project directory. Root directory, this test output folder will create. Test output folder will create. Under this folder, you have a default test.html. First, if you are not creating any suite file, automatically one default folder will create. Under that, this HTML file is available. Under this folder, one default folder inside this report will be there. Then you can open and see the status of each test case, pass or fail. Second one is emailable report. Under this test output folder, there is a emailable report.html. With this name, one more HTML file will generate. And index.html, third one. And under this folder, index.html, another report also available. All will show differently your test case status. Pass or with the class name, method name, and what is that status? Pass or failed or skipped, how much time it has taken, when it is started, when it is ended. So that kind of information you will get in these reports.
Those are after running the test automatically.
Yes.
Generated. Okay.
After running only.
Okay.
So that is the reports purpose, and there what are the different types of reports. Then we have this is very important. How to run classes parallelly, tests parallelly, methods parallelly. So in the suit tag, you need to use a parallel attribute on the suit tag. So suit name equal to my suit, parallel equal to methods, thread count equal to 5. That means methods will run parallelly. If you take parallel attribute, methods. If you take parallel attribute tests, as I mentioned yesterday, different test tags you will write. Each test tag is one for one browser. You can use for one browser each test test tag, and you can run them. So in order to do that, you can use this. And
How about a thread dash count, Ramesh?
Thread count is okay. So you are running parallelly, right?
Yes.
That browser has to open multiple threads, right? Multiple same instance. That thread count is you are telling, okay, how many you want to open the threads.
Okay.
So for example, you want to run different browsers. You will use a parallel equal to test. One test tag for one browser. That is one browser will launch. Another test tag in the same suite. That is you are running on the Chrome browser. First one you are running on the Firefox. Third test you are running on the Edge browser. Fourth test you are running on Safari. All these 4 browsers you want to run. So that means what is meant of this? All the browsers you have to launch parallelly, not one after the other. You got my point?
Yes. Yes.
So the parallel execution will save time for us, right? It saves time for us. Why you want to run parallelly? There are many, okay, many test cases will be there. If you run one after the other, it will take a lot of time. In order to avoid that, you will use this parallel time. Reduce the execution time, basically. That's the purpose of this. Okay. Then that is the one concept. And so the classes means in that suite file, you will mention classes, right? Classes tag inside class tags.
Yes.
All of them you want to run parallelly, not one after the other. Then you will use parallel equal to classes. That thread count is maximum 5 threads you can use. That means maximum 5 classes you can run parallel.
Oh.
Yeah. That's a parallel execution. And okay. Next, instances means this basically browser instances. That is, we won't use much this one, but these two we will use. Classes or test one. This is the cross-browser testing purpose. This is the classes running purpose. So that's how we will run parallel execution thing. And main thing is assertions. Assertions is a very important. We have a assert class. Assert class inside. In the JUnit, we have used assertions class.
We already.
So here you have to use assert class. In that you have assert equals and assert true. Assert equals means expected result to actual value. It will compare both expected and actual values. Assert true means you will give a Boolean command inside this. Assert true, Boolean command, customized message. And you will use soft assertion and hard assertions. These are all hard assertions. This. But what is soft assertion, hard assertion? Soft assertion means the test case will continue till the end of the line. All the program will execute, even the failure occurs also. That's a soft assertion. And test will continue till the end of the program. But here, hard assertion means tests will immediately fail and stop executing the moment a failure occurs in the assertion. Okay? Tests immediately fail and stop executing the moment a failure occurs in the assertion. So in the same line, it will fail and terminate there only, if failure occurs there. But in the soft assertions, tests do not stop running, even if an assertion condition fails, but the test itself is marked as a failed. So at the end, it will report as a failure, but it will continue. It will continue execution. Okay, any questions?
No, sir. Just reading the definition. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay. And next one is these are the concepts, sir. Other than that, we are good. Okay, these are the classes. Okay, soft asset class and asset class. So you have to create object and use them. So hard asset dot asset true, soft asset dot asset true, asset equals, all these methods you can use. But at the end of the day, for example, if you use a multiple soft assertions, okay, at the end of the method, you have to use asset all. That means you are telling asset all soft assertions. So at the end, you have to write asset all method if you are using a soft asset class.
Do I need to use every time whether soft assert or hard assert or both?
No, it depends on your requirement. That's what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hard asset, you don't want to continue further if the particular asset fails.
Mm-hmm.
Use a hard asset.
So soft assert is mostly used, right? In most
No, not like that. So not like that. That's what I'm saying. Your requirement.
Okay.
See, the primary condition is so your hard asset. That is, if that fails, you don't want to continue further your test case. You should not execute the further steps. That is very, very important, that assertion. If that assertion fails, you don't need to continue. Then you have to use hard asset only.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Soft asset, when okay, that is not important, that assertion, you can continue further lines. Then you use a soft asset.
Okay.
It's not mandatory, sir. That verification is not mandatory for you. And you have to continue further your steps, your test code. Then use a soft asset.
Okay.
So that's the hard asset, means it will stop there. Further, it won't execute for you. No more no, terminates on the same line code. Exits, program exits or fails and exits, enter program execution. That's the hard asset.
Like a break statement in while loop or
It completely stops your entire program execution. That's the hard asset. But soft asset will continue. I'm saying it will move to the next line. Even this, for example, this fails, it won't stop here. It will continue next lines of code also. Not getting.
Okay. Can you give me an example for soft assert and hard assert, Ramesh?
So in the page, sir, I have, okay, in the page, so I am asserting this page title, but I want to know that maybe some mistake here in this Gmail or image, something here, okay? You are asserting. This is not your main test case. This main test case you want to search, but you're putting assertions here. These links are available. You don't want to stop. If these links are not there also, this is not your test case main objective. Then why do you want to stop this? The main objective is search you how to do. And this assertion is something wrong here, and it maybe you have made some mistake, or this is missing or something. Okay, it's not important for you. Your main objective is searching. Why do you want to stop? Because if this is not there, why do you want to stop your search test case? Such cases, you have to use soft asset.
Okay.
Okay.
So something which is not important, but main objective of your test case is search. So you can further continue. Suppose you are putting a hard asset here, main, this edit box itself not there. Then what you will search?
Got it. Okay.
That you have to use the hard asset here.
Okay, what if we like assert software assertion like this described, like you said, but on the right corner, like something like totally force stop the execution. Then we convert
Soft
this,
asset doesn't stop.
never stop, even though like
Never stops the execution.
okay.
Hard asset will stop. For example, this is not there. Hard asset will stop. It won't go to this step again. That's
Okay.
hard, sir. Hard means,
Yeah.
okay, stop there only. Soft means, okay, give executions. Continue. Next, continue. That's a soft assertion. So even this is not there also, you continue. No problem. I'll report this is not there. I'll repeat and I'll test my next steps. That's a soft asset.
Okay.
But you're not using hard asset for this, but you want to perform a search. Or you are using, suppose you are using a soft asset. Assume that soft asset. If this is not there, and if it is continuing without this edit box, that means your test case objective is not meeting, right? Without this edit box, you cannot continue further.
Yeah, that's what I meant when I asked this question. Actually, yeah, it was a good point. Like the first, if we try to like test this edit box or whatever, but if it is not there, our test case like doesn't make sense. Correct? I mean,
right. So which is most important to you, that you make a hard asset. So that must be there, means you make a hard asset.
Okay.
Which is mandatory to you. If that is not there, you should not continue further. Use a hard assertion. Okay, even that is not there also fine for me. I want to continue till the end of my program. Then use soft assertion.
Okay. So we need to prioritize ourselves according to the requirements.
Yes.
Thank you.
You have to take care.
Okay.
Ramesh, let's say like some web pages, like even though you want to test, like let's say edit box, but sometimes pop-up or whatever is popping up and it stops like what you need to do, you know what I mean? In these cases, soft assertion like still like can work. I mean,
Yeah, sir. One thing you have to decide which is most important for your test case. Which is most important in this? What is your most important here?
test edit box. I mean, search.
Edit box, and also this page should load, right?
Yes.
So this title is important and this is important. You have to put hard assertions for these two. Remaining things you can put as soft assertions.
Okay.
That's it. Very simple.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's all about this, and let's go and write the program. Okay. So you will understand about this testng. Okay, create a package, testng package. So you want to create, you will, so let me show you one example. Okay, so I'll create a testng package first. Okay, so now we created, right? So let's create a class. So with all the testng class, how to create? Right click, testng, create a testng class. So here you give your testng class name. Okay, so I'm just giving Google search Datadriven. Okay. So I'm taking all the annotations. Okay, I want to show you all the annotations, their order of execution.
Okay, sir.
Let's see their order of execution. So why it is showing error? Because the testng library is not there in your project. So add the testng library. See, add testng library. Okay. See, all these errors are gone. Now in this, see first, before suit, after suit, before test, after test, before class, after class, and data provider, after method, before method, test method also. See, the mapping automatically happened. Data provider name and test method, how you are mapping. Because here 2 parameters, right?
Yes.
2 parameters. That's why columns also 2 columns. 2 columns. So 2 sets of data they are giving. This is the one column, this is another column. So this parameters count is, and this column count here. Okay. But for our search scenario, how many parameters we need? If you want to search, how many parameters you need?
Just one.
What is your input here? Only search keyword, right?
Yes.
That means only one. So that means you have to write a 1 here, and we don't want this one. We need only 1. That is string search keyword. So that means here also you need to modify this. All these things you have to modify. The structure you need to modify this. So you give return that below you keep, and here you write a object to 2-dimensional array. So data equal to new object to 2-dimensional array. How many sets of data you want to give? I want to give 3 keywords. My column count is 1. In my test case, in my @test method, the column count, the parameter count is 1. That's why my column count is 1. If here 2, 3 are like this, whatever the parameter count, that will come here. That's the column count. So then return the data. So, but where you are storing the data? I told you data provider is used to store the data. Now store in this array. All your data you store it. How to store? So in the Java, I mentioned this data of 0 of 0, you put some keyword, Selenium keyword. I am searching with the Selenium keyword. So data of so first row, first column over. Now second row, first column. Third row now. Third row, first column. Like this, you can store the data. See, first row, second row, third row. How many rows you are given here? 3. That's why 3 rows I kept the data. Okay. Any questions?
No, sir, it's good.
That's a data provider. And you give a name for this proper name. So search test. But our main objective is, so this first start from before suit. First, I told you, in the entire test, first before suit will execute. Okay, it doesn't matter. First before suit will execute. Okay, next. Right. So you want to execute this, some statements you write. There is a loggers. In the testng, you have a loggers. So the logger is reporter dot log method. So here log method is overloaded. So you want to print only message, or you want to print message to your console output. This in the console output, you take this log to standard output. That means Boolean. You have to give true or false. This is the message, and you want to same message. You want to print it to console. You take a true. So that will help you. And reported.log. So I'm keeping some message here. What is the message? I am so executing at the rate before suit. At the rate before suit, and you can mention true. So like this, you can write your logs. What is this reported.log telling? You will generate the reports, right? In the reports, these messages you will get it. Okay, that's the main objective of this. Okay, next, write whatever the statements you want. Reported.log. First, this annotated block will execute. So same thing, you can write a, so after a suit means after all the suits.
Mhm.
So after all the test case in the suit. After before after suit after suit after all the tests. So after suit block will execute after all tests in the suit have run. So after all the tests completed, then after suit block code will execute. So the same thing you can do for the before test and after test. So before test also I don't want to do much change, and let's write the same thing. And after test also I don't want to do anything. Let's write this also here. So here before test. So before test block will execute before any test in the test tag. Okay, where? In the test tag. So before test will block will execute before any test in the test tag. So that is the first thing. So before test. And you want these messages, you put a true. If you want these messages, you put a true. These messages, so true messages. True means it is going to print in the console and also in the reports. That's the one. So after test. So after test. So after test block will execute after all the tests in the test tag. So after all test tag after, then after test block will execute. Now in the, so before class, I want to include my, so browser, which browser you want to run. That browser code you include it. So what browser code you need to, which browser you want to launch, right? We already did this code suit before all, and this code you have to include till this, the common thing. Put it here. So first you have to declare anywhere I told you in the janitor TestNG, first you have to declare globally
Global
the Webdriver driver variable as a null, and import that, import it. So private Webdriver weight object also null unique. So then this driver value we are providing here. See, this is the driver value you are providing. And you maximize the window. And all these messages also you can put. So reporter.log. So these messages you can see in the here also you want to print here so that will maximize it. The otherwise you can put after this, okay, after this code execution, maximize it the window. So added implicit wait. So you can put after all this. Otherwise, if you want generally, we will write on the top only. So reporter dot. So add implicit wait. So you can mention true. And reporter dot log. True.
So basically, whatever is or comment on the code is can be reported.
Go into this. Yeah, you can write into reporter dot log. Basically, it's a messages, sir. You want to log your messages, you will use that.
Mhm.
That's a reporter dot log purpose.
Okay.
So in the after class, you put browser closing code, okay? That's it. That's a very simple catch. Okay, so now we have to
Identify the Google credit.
yeah. So now before class is done, after class is done. Now before method. So before method, what code you want to write? So we have already written the Google search, right? I'll just take from here, okay? I want to launch the URL. So this code, let's use here. Then I'll use assertions, okay? I'll first wait, okay? I'll just wait. You write a reporter dot log. So wait for the page title. So wait dot until expected conditions dot title is. You give the title. What is the title? Google. Right? That's what I'm giving. Now I'll put assertions. Assert dot assert equals. So my actual values I can get with the driver dot get title. And my expected value is
True.
Google, right? You're expecting this. But runtime, what is there? It is going to be given by this method. This method will give you. There is some mistake here. JUnit. It imported the JUnit. So we should not import JUnit. So you have to take. So testNG. So there is a testNG. You have to choose testNG and import. Then that issue will be resolved. This is the hard assertion. Okay. That is a hard assertion, sir.
Okay.
Soft asset means you have to create object for soft asset and do some verification. For example, if I want to use soft assets, new soft asset. So this one dot, but you have to create object globally. If you want to use multiple assertions, you can use that. You create object globally. So, and you declare here if you want to use private soft asset. So soft asset. So just an object, okay? You declare object. Import this. So import from testNG. So this is the object reference. You call this object reference here. Soft asset dot asset true. I will use asset true. I can identify some element and I can put here. So driver dot find element. Maybe I'll see this logo is present or not. Okay, this logo. So there is a class is there. We can use a class. And otherwise, what else is there? So, SRC.
SRC go pick or maybe cluster.
There is ID. You can use ID.
Yeah. So the image keeps changing, right, sir? In the Google
ID won't change, right?
ID won't change. Perfect. Okay. So we are taking ID. Got it.
ID won't change.
Okay.
So ID you can give.
It is pretty dynamic page, this Google.
So the title will change every time.
Yes.
Dot is displayed. That's the soft asset. Okay.
Okay.
Asset, even you can use asset equals also. It doesn't mind. Okay. But I'm using the Boolean value how to use.
Okay.
Then you can say the message. Okay, if this is returning a false, then you write your custom message. What is the custom message?
The logo is not.
Logo is not present.
Yes.
In the home page. So that's a simple message. So that you in the logs that message will print if it is not there. Okay. And that is the one. That's how you can write a soft assertions. And then the after method, I'll just put a clear the cookies. Basically, before method, after method, what they will do, every test method before this code will execute. Then it will go to test method, right? This test method. It will go to here, this test method. So I'll write some soft assertions and hard assertions, both of them. So clear the cookies. Clear the cookies after test.
So inside the before method, we can add more than a lot of report, right? Like saying that.
This is the common code what you want to execute before your test case. That common code you keep it here. Okay, that's the before method means it repeats, right? For every test method, first this will execute, then it will go, cursor will go to in this test block.
Real test. Okay.
That's the before method and at the test. And this test method execution after controller will come to here after method. So how to clear the cookies? Driver dot manage method dot delete all cookies. That's it. Now, so we already written a Google search, right, sir? So just take the remaining typing and everything that code, okay?
Yeah.
Here, from here onwards. Till here, you take it. So we can save the time, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Result count. Till here, I'm taking till here. Just put it here in the test case. So Control A, Control Shift, format. The code will format. In the same line, you will get everything. So convert all these comments into test cases, the reporters. I'll write a reporter.log. So you have to type the Selenium one. You are not typing only Selenium, right? This yes, the parameter you have to type. Okay. See how I am parameterizing that. That's it. So whatever the S value comes, that will come here. The value will replace here. Parameter name, you should not put in double quotes. That's why I didn't put in double quotes, parameter name.
Sure.
Then parameter, if you put in double quotes, the S only will print, not S value. Right?
Yes.
And here also, you have to replace this one, right? You have to give parameter name. What is the parameter name? Yes. So that's how we are going to parameterize if there are data-driven testing. Data-driven testing purpose itself is that one. So multiple keywords you are giving. Okay, each keyword has to change. Okay, whatever the value comes from this data provider, that value, it will replace wherever using the parameter name. If you enclose in double quotes, it won't work out.
It turns out like test everything.
Yes, right. Okay, till now are we good?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, so now you need to, even you can asset also. For example, you're typing here, right? You're typing. How can you get this typed value? So the typed value will be there always in the value attribute. There is a value attribute. Here it will come. Okay, here it will come, but still it didn't come. After all, it will come, I think. It should be here. See the typed value here. So you get the get attribute of this value attribute, and you can asset that. Okay, you can asset that. Maybe I'll asset later after submit. No, after submit only you are getting that value, right?
Yes.
So maybe you can use a. First you verify that. See that this is the Selenium-Google search. But if you type different keyword, here the title will change, right?
Yes.
It's not Selenium. For example, if I type Cypress-Google search, you will get.
Yes.
Right or not? But how you can change here in the verification? So remove that, put your search keyword name. What is your search keyword parameter? Yes.
Yes.
Just add yes.
S plus.
S plus. That's it. Okay. That's how you can add this comment also I'm adding. So that is the one thing. And another thing also is just verification, see, right? So now I will know. So I'll do assertions about this typed value. I will get this typed value and I'll get it first. Let me get that. So what is that typed value? How can you get that? So reporter dot log, fetch the typed value. Fetch the typed value. How can you fetch the typed value? So you have to see that. What is the attributes you have? Still name equal to Q only. This edit box, name equal to Q. That means you can use this. You can use this locator, this one. Okay. That one. So string typed value equal to this one dot get attribute of attribute name. What attribute value you want? Value attribute.
Value attribute.
So then it will type here. Then do the assertion. So assertion, I'll use a soft asset. Okay. Soft asset dot assert equals. So which one you want? So your expectation is yes, but what is the value there? This is your actual. And what is the you are expecting? Yes, should be there. I'm expecting yes, should be there. Whatever you typed, that must be there. I'm comparing both of them. Are we good?
Yes.
Yes.
And also I can do, not here, we have to do on the top. Typed value. This I'll put here.
Yeah, before wait. Okay.
And also hard assertion, I'll put here hard assertion, this title, okay, this title. Assert dot assert equals. So current page title you can get with the driver dot get title. And I'm expecting this title. This is the hard asset. See, I'm not using a soft asset object. So this is the soft asset.
Okay.
So I just need to check whether typed value is there. Not mandatory, that one. Next, okay, you're verifying this element is present or not. Then you're fetching you're fetching the value. So what value is there? Here you're fetching. So, you are fetching the results text. Okay, the results count text. Come on. Okay. So you fetch it and store here. Then instead of system.out.println, we can use a reporter.log only. That's what I'm saying. So the replacement for system.out.println is reported.log. Okay. It will print even in the console if you put it true. Now you got that, and I'm replacing this. This also I'm replacing reported.log and comma true. That's it. So maybe search results count in string format. Okay, that you can put, and also this message convert the string into long format. So, and also I'll put this, print this results count in int format for keyword, for search keyword, for yes keyword is, that's the one. So at the end, you have to assert all, soft assert. Okay, soft assert dot assert all. This is mandatory. You're asserting all the soft assertions. This is the last step you have to write. At the end of, so how many soft assertions you have written, all of them you have to write here also. That's the whole test case, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So are we clear?
Yes, sir. Yes. We can run it at this point. Right?
Run it. So you can start running this. Just your testng here. This is the testng. You have to right click, run as testng test. Press C before suit to after suit is executed. Before suit is executing first. So it failed.
I was talking about this actually, this sign pop-up when I asked.
So this one, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you have to disable this.
Because
This-
totally stop the execution, you know.
Yeah, it stopped for us. No, we can go and see what is the reason. So here you have null pointer exception. First thing, null pointer exception, null pointer exception. What is the null pointer exception? Where? In the before method. You see, it is very clearly giving. You have to read before method. And line number you have to catch. Before method, line number 73. Soft asset. Okay, where we create. So did you understand, sir, why you are getting null pointer exception? We declared globally, but did we assign a value for this?
We did not assign any value.
We didn't assign a value. That's why it is throwing. I will assign a value here. Soft asset equal to new soft asset. That is what the mistake. You correct it. That's why while you should understand first when you will get null pointer exception. If you don't understand that, you cannot solve that problem.
Maximum asked interview question, sir. This is.
Yeah. So run this now. That's it. See how fast it is.
The report also was generated as a
Yeah. I'll show you that. Okay. Let's refresh it. Then you can see test output folder first in the project directory only. Go into this. So that's I told you default suit. We didn't create any suit file, right? That's why default suit. Default suit inside first default test.html. Right click on that report. Properties, copy this file.
The browser.
Go to browser and paste it here. So this is the report you will get, sir. See, test passed 3, failed 0, skipped 0. Started on this date, time, and total time 11 seconds only it took. And the method names, you'll get method names, and you can see logs. So parameter is Cypress, Cypress keyword. This is the one, and so UFT keyword. This is the results, and all our logs. You can see all our logs. Selenium keyword. These are the. You can easily understand. That's a green color. That means passed. All of them. This is the first report. And second report, you can see emailable report.html. So just copy this, paste it in the browser. So we are putting in the wrong. Okay, that's fine. Anywhere it's fine. So we can reuse. That's what I'm saying. Okay, these are the reports. See that how easily. See, total 3 passed. So package name, class name, and the methods. So what are passed? Failed one will show something wrong. Okay. So something I want to show you. So I'll fail the one of the soft assertion. What will happen? We'll see that. Okay. Let's fail the soft assertion. So here, this one I'll give a wrong, this one. Okay. The ID I'm giving wrong. This is the soft assertion, right?
Yes.
Let's run this.
It is going to run no matter of this assertion, but it can generate the report.
Right. Let's go and see that. It opened the URL but failed. What is the reason? You need to see what is the reason. No such element exception. So element itself not there, right? That's why it is failing. No such element exception. But soft asset should continue. But okay, the assertion value should be, I think, element. If you give wrong, it won't. Then our concept is this one is not correct. Some assertion should be there. values. Maybe I'll give this, I'll put this also soft assertion, okay? Soft asset. Dot assert equals driver dot get title, and I'll give a small case, okay, all of them. Go. So I'm going to give you like this, okay? Let's see now. Let's run this. Run as testNG test. Now it's continuing. These are the values. If it is wrong, it will work, sir. Not elements. Elements we should not give wrong. Okay. So, but if you go here, see that the failure happened, right? The following assets failed. See, you're expecting Google, but found Google. See, your test case is continued. It didn't stop. So that's a asset all concept, soft asset concept. Are you clear now?
It reflects on the report as well, right? This.
Yeah, you go and see that. It will show you failure. It come under failure. And the failure reason also, you will get it here. You will get the failure reason also. Why it is failing also. Good?
Why why it didn't, I mean, when you, can you go back to your code, sir? I don't get that. Why did we need to, like, our soft assertments first, like finding the logo? And
No,
then
element, right? This is the element, right? This is not the value, right? It's not a value means false. For example, you give, you're expecting true, but you give false.
Okay.
Value should be, you can give different. Okay.
Okay.
But not the element. Element itself, not the element, it doesn't come into as a value. Element is not a value.
Okay.
What you have to give, either true or false, you have to give. Here. You got my point? So the true or false, who will give is displayed, not this find element method won't give. But find element method, we are making mistake. That's why it is catching there. Okay, element now, no such element exception. But this is not going to come here. So this method, you will return something, okay? That element is not, the value should be different. Then it will work. That's why I given this a different value here. Okay. So basically values. So if the values are not matching also, it is continuing with the soft asset. Not the elements. Element is not a value. Element is just identification of that. From the elements, you can get the value. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the see all three test cases failed. Because of that soft asset. So continued till all executed, but failed. In the report, you can see they are failed. So they are failed, all are failed. So you can see refresh. You can see that red color. Before it was green, now it is a red color. And return to failed pot, not in the passed pot. Passed is 0 is saying. And there is one more report I want to show you, that index.html.
Oh yeah, we forgot that.
Index.html.
This is the indexing all of the reports, I guess.
So you can get the XML file also here. So this you didn't create, right? Automatically it created. Your class name, see your package name, class name. And see chronological view. See first before suit executed, then before test, before class, before method, test method. Again, test method after where it is going? After method. Before method. Test method. After method. Before method. Test method. After method. See, cycle is rotating on the before test to after. If multiple test cases are there. Then after all the test, after class. After test. After suit. This is the hierarchical order how it will execute. Are we good?
In before suite, we can what can else we can put it there instead of reporter log, or
Sorry?
before suite and after suite, sir.
This is the reporter output.
It should be always
Only
there.
test cases you will get here. Only test cases outputs you will get here. Only test case related reporter messages only will get here, not others.
Okay.
So others, if you want to see, you can log them in in these logs. Maybe you can.
I mean, my question, actually, the original question was, it is common practice putting the logs before execute or after suit.
That's a different. Those logs will come in there is a log4j we're going to use, not this one. Okay. Log4j we're going to use. Log4j will help you there. So in the frameworks are real time, you will use log4j, not this one.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So any questions before moving on to the?
No, sir, not now. After I have to observe and digest this,
Yeah, so let me show you one more scenario. We have some time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how much time we have now?
Like 40 minutes.
Okay, 40 minutes. Okay, fine, then we're good. So let me take one more scenario. So this is a very important scenario.
Sure.
This is a very high level, you will get everything. So multiple test cases, all of them, okay?
Perfect.
So this is the one. Let me show you first application. So this is the ZK demo input. So here I'm creating multiple test cases here. So first I'm covering here, pop-ups also are here. So we have seen frames, we have seen alerts, but how to handle pop-ups? Like tabs, new tab, or so this is the one tab, right? This is the one tab.
Yes.
If you get a one more tab, how you can switch from this window to that tab?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's handling the tabs. How can we handle that?
So we are basically gonna handle the calendar as well, date and time picker, right?
Yeah.
Like
so this is the one first test case, a date and time picker. I'm going to, every time my landing page is this one. That's why I have to keep it this entire thing. This page verifications and everything in the before method. Every test case before, first I want to be here in this page. That's why before method is my best option. Every test case. So you have to write that. So date and time picker. I'm clicking on that link. It is coming to other page. So you have to click on tweet. See, you got another window, right?
Yeah.
You got another window. So how can you switch from this window to this? Your cursor is in this window only, but how can you move to this here? That's the main important thing here. So how you can move this? So let's go and do this coding. First, now again, I'm coming to internal frames also here. I'm going to handle internal frames also. This tweet is in the iframe inside, iframe tag inside. You can see here, iframe tag. Okay, so iframe, you identify the iframe web element, then so you click on this. Without switching to this iframe, you cannot click this. You cannot click that. Are you clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
That's the main concept.
Switch to internal frame first.
Okay, let's go and see that. And now, this is the first one is I want to show you here. Before class, and I'm taking only before class, before method, after class. Okay, these are the things. So in the after class, always run equal to true, I have written, and run this. So before class, I'm using parameters concept here. Parameters concept. What is this parameters concept? Browser. So my parameter name is browser. I want to supply this browser value, which browser you want to run from the XML file. So see, I have written in one method which browser you want to run, all the browser code. If browser equal to Chrome, this code will execute. Else if browser value equal to Firefox, this code will execute. Else if browser value equals to Edge code will execute. Then maximize the window and add implicit wait, explicit wait. Okay, this is the entire thing I put in my setup method. Okay, this is my before class method. Is this clear? Yesterday I told you at the rate parameters annotation how to use. Now I am showing you how to use that. So annotation above, I'm writing at the rate parameters annotation. I'm giving my parameter name. Same parameter should come to method parenthesis inside. See that method parenthesis inside, the parameter name is coming. The data type, parameter name. Are we good?
Okay.
Any questions here?
No, sir. You can go ahead.
So I want to give which browser you want to run, sir. This browser value I will give in the XML file. I'm going to create a suite file for this class. In the suite file, I'm going to give this value, this parameter value. So that I don't need to every time change here which browser you want to run. You can control from your XML file, suite file only. That's a main concept. And before method, I'm just launching the URL and accepting the URL, the home page. This is the landing page I told you already. This landing page. This is my landing page. Every time I have to come here, I have to launch and accept my input page for any test method. Now I'm going first test. So at the rate test, what is my first test to? The tweet pop-up test. So this is the one. You need to click on this date and time picker in the left panel. So that's what I did. Public void tweet pop-up test. So reporter.log. I'm so getting the method name and that one. Identify this date and time picker by link text date and time picker dot click method. I'm clicking on this link. Okay, I'm clicking on this link. So now you will get into another page, right? See the page title changed now. So I'm verifying that, waiting for that page title. Okay, this is my tweet page title. ZK demo and date and time picker. Asset equals driver.get title, tweet page title. Okay. And then wait dot until expected condition start, presence of element located. I'm waiting for the, so this breadcrumb, basically this breadcrumb. This is the breadcrumb we call this. I'm looking for this. So that I'm waiting for that. So that's the, you can see here, A of 2. A of 2 means second, this one. And then wait for the, identify this iframe element. So I'm identifying the iframe element. So this iframe element I'm identifying. See that web element iframe element equal to, first I'm identifying by dot ID value. Then I'm switching driver dot switch to method dot frame of this iframe web element I'm passing here. Now I'm inside the frame after this line, inside the frame. So this tweet element is inside the frame. If you want to handle any element inside the frames, first you have to switch to that. Yesterday we discussed already. Again, I'm covering one more time. Okay. Then I am clicking on that. Driver dot find element by dot. So XPath, I'm writing XPath for this tweet. And I'm clicking on that. So once you click, what is happening? This window is opening. Now, how many windows you have? This one and this one. 2 windows you have. How can you get all the window IDs? How can you get all the window IDs?
Driver.manage window get hands or something like that.
Now, manage is not required, sir. Driver
Yeah, I
dot
can't remember by heart right now. So
driver dot get window handles.
yeah.
Okay. Now, so okay, so get all the window IDs. Set a string handles equal to driver dot get window handles. You get the window handles and store here. All the window IDs you store here. So iterator, it equal to, I'm iterating this collection. Handles dot iterate. Why I'm iterating? I want to get each window ID. String parent window ID equal to it dot next. String child window ID equal to it dot next. It dot next. So driver dot switch to method dot window. I'm switching. Now I'm going from this parent window to, because by default you are in the parent window. How can you go here? You have to write a driver dot switch to method dot window. Which window you want to go, that window ID you give. Here we got the window IDs, both window IDs. That's why we are iterating and getting one by one window.
Okay.
And that's the window I'm passing. So that cursor will move to now here. It will come here. After this line. This line is a mandatory. Without this line, you cannot come to this window. Okay. Now, I am waiting for the Twitter title, this Twitter title. See, after switching only, I can verify anything in this space, Otherwise, I cannot verify anything without switching. Then, so you identify the login button, this login button. So I'm identifying that driver dot find element. So by dot XPath, I'm writing some XPath. And so you can use a JavaScript executor. I told you already, JavaScript executor JSX equal to JavaScript executor of driver. I told you JavaScript executor purpose, right? I covered already. I don't know how you practiced or not.
This is a scrolling purpose or created JavaScript executor?
No, JavaScript is not only scrolling purpose, sir. First, you should understand what is the purpose of JavaScript executor. JavaScript executor is for to execute the any JavaScript code in Java Selenium.
Okay.
That's an interface.
It's no, in the Java is different, JavaScript is different, sir.
Yes, I know. So
that JavaScript code, how you will execute in the Java Selenium code. For that, they have provided a provision with this interface. This interface inside you have a method execute script. that provide here your JavaScript code. So that is, this is the first parameter is a JavaScript code, arguments of 0.click. For a scrolling, we have given different JavaScript code.
Yes, yes, okay.
So that's the here JavaScript code you are passing here. Any JavaScript code, if you want to execute, this is the method you have to call. And I want to click now.
We can click other way as well, I guess, right? Login button dot click, like
you can do that. You can do that also, but I am doing with the JavaScript executor also. How to do JavaScript executor click is this is the procedure.
Okay.
These are the 2 lines.
Cool. Okay.
So that element you pass for the method. So this element, which element you want to click, that element you pass it here. Element name, you have to pass it here. So that element you would have identified here in this. That's why we identified here on the top before calling this line of code.
Okay.
You can use a direct click also. Okay. But I want to show JavaScript click. That's why I'm writing code here. Okay. Next, once you click on this, this will change. Log into the page title will change if you want to verify that also or something here. So web element sign in header text. This is the sign in header text. This I'm identifying and I'm going to wait for that. I'm going to wait for the visibility of that element. So this header text, I'm waiting for that. Then driver.find element, I'm identifying that. I'm typing this edit box on this edit box. I'm typing here. See that? You have a autocomplete username. So there is no other locators proper. That's why I'm taking autocomplete and I'm writing XPath for that. By.XPath /* square bracket @autocomplete equal to username. .send keys, the value I'm typing. So then I'm just, so this one, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, what is that? So the value is going to change here. I'm going to get the typed value. Basically, I told you right already, get attribute of value, you can get it. So that I'm using here. So that is one thing. I'm closing that project. My intention is I have to switch to here. I need to type, I'm closing this tab. How to close this tab, current tab? How to close that? How to close the current tab, sir?
Current tab? I don't recall right now, sir. I'm sorry.
Ayyo.
No,
the statement itself, your method name is there, sir. Statement itself, how to close the current tab. Statement itself, method name is there.
Close.
The first class methods, sir, those are all. You should know what is the difference between close and quit.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That is a very basic, sir, basic method. That
I know. I'm sorry. I was like
driver.close. You have to call driver.close. First, any current window, if you want to close, driver.close. Because you are in the here, not here.
Yes.
This window, if you want to call, you call driver.close. Only
close
that
is
window.
basically what page we focus we close.
Now I need to switch back. Okay, this is closed. I need to come back to here. Sir, you already in the parent window. Why you want to switch again? Selenium cannot understand. So Selenium, you have to tell, okay, switch. Switch to driver.switch to parent window. And also you write driver.switch to method.default content. So it perfectly, it will switch to parent window. If you don't write this, and parent window elements cannot be identified. If you don't write these switch methods, you're not switching to parent. From child to parent, you're not switching. So our child is no more. Then where? Still it will be on the child window only. Even if you close also, still it will be in the child window only. Yes, that's why you have to bring back with a driver.switch to method.window method, and you pass which window you want to come. That is parent window. And this one. Then I'm identifying this date picker, this element.
Ramesh, Sorry, can you go back to your code? The both line do the same thing. Driver switch to window and
No. So this will be switch to parent window.
Okay,
Sometimes
parent.
this doesn't work, then you can call this also.
Okay.
This will make sure it is
Make sure.
switching to this parent window.
Okay. In some cases, it might not work the first time.
Yeah, this is enough. Generally, this is enough. If not working, you can call this also.
That's the main purpose of my question. Thanks.
Make it perfect switching. Okay. So I'm identifying that element. Then I'm getting the attribute value. So what value is there currently in this? So I'm getting that attribute value. So this is the value. See, 319.23 is there, right? That I'm getting with the get attribute of value. So initial value I'm getting, and then I'm clearing that. Then I'm typing a different value. I'll type 20. Okay, I'll type 20. So this new value you're getting again after typing, you're getting the new value again. So for example, if you type 20, I don't know, whatever it is. See, now value is changed, right? You can see.
Yes.
It will change now. The value will change. Okay. Then it will change generally. Yeah. So it has to change, but so it will change. Okay. Whatever you type. It's completely, if you type, it will change. So that I'm getting new value, whatever you typed value, I'm getting again with the get attribute of value. So then I'm comparing asset dot asset equals initial value, whatever we got before typing. After typing, this is the new value. Both I'm comparing. It should be same, right? That's why I'm comparing. And also I used this @test, see test keywords, description equal to handling frames and tabs, priority equal to 1, groups equal to regression. I'm categorizing this as a regression group, this test case. Okay. Now, priority means I want to run this test case first. That's all the keywords. See how I explained today beginning. Now I'm covering all, I'm showing how to use them. So I'm categorizing with the groups keyword. What category? Regression category. Okay, sir. That's a one test case. So I covered here @test keywords, how to handle frames, how to handle windows, tabs, pop-ups. So all this I covered. Okay. And then second test case, @test description, fetching all the button names, priority to groups equal to smoke. So I'm categorizing this test case to smoke group. So, and I'll go to back. Okay, go back here. You have so there is a button link. You click on this button link. All the same actions you do. Okay. So that's I'm doing the same action. I'm clicking on that button. I'm asserting that page title and a breadcrumb. Now I need to fetch all these buttons. How can you fetch all these buttons into collection? So you have to make sure the common thing you have to take it here, sir. What is a common for all the buttons? Observe. So I type ID, class, style. Only you have a class attribute, ID attribute, type. But ID you should not use. ID will be always a dynamic in this entire website. You should not ever use ID in this website. Why? It's a dynamic. If you want, you remember this, I'll refresh. See what is the S0WSC, right? Now spy on that. Now see what is the ID value.
Yes.
This is a dynamic. This is how you can find out a dynamic static.
Okay.
Now see the second one you identify. Second element also you identify. Analyze both. So this button, what is a common in between these two button tags? Type 1 common, class 1 common. But we have a class locator, right?
Yes.
So based on this class locator, you fetch all these buttons into list. That's what I'm doing. List web element, button list equal to driver.find elements. not find element, find elements. You are fetching all the elements by dot class name Z button, and I'll store it here. So for int I equal to 1, I less than button list dot size I plus plus. So then, so I'm iterating. Basically, this collection I'm iterating, sir. This is the collection, list collection. List collection I'm iterating with a for loop. So there are all these buttons are available there now in this. How can you get one by one button name? If you iterate only, you will get it, right? Otherwise, it's not possible. So button list dot collection dot get of I. The list element you can get with a get of the index number, that is 1. Dot get text method. So I'm reporting that value also. This is the another test case. Okay. Again, see priority I have given 2, groups I have categorized to small. Same thing. Third test case. What is the third test case? You go back. Again, you have to land every time. Before method will execute this. Every time it will open and it will asset this space title. That's a before method will take care. I have to click on this checkbox link. So that, and then I have to check all these checkboxes and get this value. How can you get this value? This is the dynamic. This is the dynamic. How can you get? First identify this element, then use following this tag name. Okay, that's I access XPaths. You have to use this. So that is the one I'm covering here. So checkbox test. So description, check all checkboxes. We are checking all the checkboxes. How to check all the checkboxes? One by one. This is scenario, how we will replicate. So this is the one. And priority equal to 3, invocation count equal to 3. And that means this test method, I'm invoking how many times? So 3 times. Regression group. I'm categorizing this test case to regression group. Then first click on the checkbox in the left panel. Asset the.
Why is invocation count 3? Shouldn't be more than 3 because we have how many?
Why, sir? You can any number, sir. It's up to you. How many times you want to run? That's what I told you.
Okay.
How many times you want to run this test case? There is no 3. I'm just taking an example 3.
Okay.
Invocation count is how many times you want to run this test method. You want to run 50 times also, put there.
Okay, clear now. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah, you have to ask questions. Okay. There's no issue. So you get all the checkboxes first. If you want to get all these checkboxes, you need to identify them, which is common here. So one more you identify. Analyze the HTML code, important. Analysis is important here. This checkbox, what is the common locator here? The common property. Type is only common. I observed that. For all the checkboxes, type only common. That is checkbox value. But this you should not take.
Yeah,
Others you should not take. Only common property. When you are getting a group of elements, the first thing you need to remember, what is a common property? Then use a find elements method and construct your proper object identification. So list web element checkbox list equal to driver dot find elements by dot XPath, this XPath value. Then checkbox list dot size, I'm getting the size. Then I'm iterating. Only if I iterate only, I can go through a one by one element because these are all having so many elements here, all these elements. How I can iterate one by one? This is the one for loop. Int I equal to 0, I less than size of that collection, I plus plus. If the checkbox, the first one, the I value 0 means first element, right?
Yes.
Is not selected. That means is not checked. Then I'm clicking on that. Then I'm waiting for this element. I'm waiting for this element. So that's what I will see. You have selected. First, I identified the you have selected. Then following is as span tag. Which is this one? This tag, this element tag.
Yes.
So I'm waiting for that visibility of that. Then I'm getting that text. then I'm printing that text. Okay. This is the checkbox test. Then last one, sir, radio button test. Radio button test. You have to go back, click on this radio button. You have to select, see here, no values now, right? Whatever the value you selected here, that will appear here. If I select this one, it's a dynamic value. How can I get this dynamic value? Again, say, identify the feature following this element tag. Then select the same, and values will. So every time I'm selecting, I'm getting these values. So that is what this radio button tests. So again, description, select radio buttons, priority equal to 5, timeout equal to 10,000 milliseconds, groups equal to smoke. So now I'm clicking on the link, identify that title, wait for the title and assert it. Then first I'm clicking on the, see, this radio buttons also dynamically changes the object identification. See, you have only ID, name. These two values will change. You should not use this. So you are omitting ID and name. What is the other option you have now? There is no other option here.
We can.
How you can identify that based on the label? First, I'm identifying the label before. That means preceding I have to use. So that's what I did. So first I'm identifying the label, preceding the input tag. So performance before the first input, I'm saying this one. So that will identify, and I'm clicking on that. Once you click on that, you wait for the feature element, this one, this element, and get this text. So I'm getting the text. So, but I'm using here presence of element located, visibility of element located. I just want to show this class different methods. That's why I'm showing this demo. Okay, this any one is enough. So what is mean by this one and what is mean by this one? Do you have any clarity?
Visible, basically, it is not there when you first time.
Visibility means, sir, suppose you go back to input.
Hiding somewhere. I mean, it's hide.
See, it's not there. Now you are waiting for that visibility, right? Now, is it there now? So if you select only, it is visible there. This visibility you are waiting. Presence means the tag of this, it will go and check the HTML tags, presence of element located. That's the difference between visibility means in the UI, the visibility, that's the visibility of element located will check. Presence of element located means the element is present in the DOM or not, it will check.
It's already there, like present.
Yeah, that's the difference between presence of element located and visibility of element located.
By the way, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Ask question.
I have a question about this when you click the Twitter link because you use visibility of element located over there, but I shouldn't be presence of element located.
Why? So I'm selecting, sir. Based on selection.
No, I'm not talking about this, sir. Or one of our test cases like Twitter. Can you go back the page? I mean,
the earlier program, sir.
Twitter, the first one, like
this one.
No, the Twitter. When you click the Twitter, sir.
The
Click
Twitter program, sir.
Can you click the Twitter inside the iframe? Yeah.
Twitter iframe.
Twitter. I mean, no. Click Twitter, sir. I'm sorry.
Clicked it. Okay, you got it here.
And then when you hit the login, you use visible, but this is already in here. You know what I mean? Like, why did you?
Not visible, sir. Visible only, right? Because it is. See, the status is changing. To appear this, sometime it will take, right?
Because every time when we click that, it's already in there. That's why
it's already there, sir. But Selenium doesn't know, right? Selenium doesn't wait. You're thinking. Selenium doesn't wait even nanoseconds also. Nanoseconds.
I understand, but my question is like, shouldn't be this presence of location?
Presence is, you can use presence also, but I want this text. Text should be visible
Yeah.
for my WebDriver. Text, sir, text should be visible for my WebDriver.
Okay, okay.
So if this is not there, and that means this is still not loaded, right?
Yeah.
And I'm
okay.
saying, okay, wait for the visibility of this. Sometimes in the DOM it is available, but in the visibility won't be there. Then there is some problem, right? That's why you're putting a visibility. Visibility is for, in the UI, it should be visible.
Yeah, that is
If it is hidden, it is hidden, something wrong with this pop-up, right? That visibility purpose, you have to use visibility of.
yes, it is self-explanatory about.
Yeah, in the UI, it should be visible for the WebDriver. Not in the DOM, sir, not in the DOM.
Because that's why I'm asking this question, because in other cases, when we click the page, let's say there is header or something like that, we always use presence of the element. That's why I confused, sir. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, it's your scenario. First, understand the methods. Okay.
Mhm.
So you are waiting for the UI visibility, DOM presence. You take a decision. Based on that, those two methods you call it. Are you clear now?
Okay, okay.
That's the visibility. If you want to see on the UI, always call visibility of element located. In the DOM, you want to check element presence, use presence of element located. Clear?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So that's all the elements. I'm clicking on each radio button. I'm getting the text. I'm asserting that. So I'm just printing that. Okay. I'm printing that. So that's all the methods, sir. Now, see if you have a groups, what you need to do, you have to create a first grouping suit file. How to create a suit file for this class? Select the class, create a testng suit file. How to create a testng suit file? Right click on the class, testng, convert to testng, how to select and give the name. Groups suit. Groups test. So I will keep under this package, okay, the my suit location also. I'll change. To src, testng programs, and I'll give my suit file name. Groups testng.xml. I'm giving my XML file name in this location. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And click on finish. See that suit name, groups suit, test thread count 5, name, groups suit. So parallel none only. I'm not selecting anything. Parallel. See if you select parallel, so you're getting it, but I don't want to select anything parallel. Okay, parallel mode I'm not running now as of now. So click on finish. See suit file is generated. But for this, what are the parameters are there? The parameters annotation where you kept. Here is the parameters annotation. What is your parameter name? I told you every parameter, you have to add one parameter tag in the. So this parameter tag you have to add, right? Every parameter. So add the parameter. So this is the parameter tag you have to add. So that is browser and values I want to run Chrome. Or you can give Firefox, or you can give anything. You don't need to change that code. Then groups. So groups you have to add, right? This is mainly groups concept, right? Groups. Yes. Which groups you want to run? And you have to say run.
Yes.
Run. So which group you want to run? Include. So include the group name smoke. Or you want to exclude the group name regression. These are the two groups we have, right? So in this class has a two groups, smoke group or regression. So what are the smoke group we have? Go and see that. What are the smoke group you have here? This is the one radio button. These two are the smoke, remaining are regression. So only those two it has to execute now. Now right click on this suite file. How to run? Right click on the suite file, run as. Yes. See, only button or radio button will execute. That's it.
Can we include both of them in our XML file?
Yeah, I'll show you that. Okay, I'll show you that. Yeah, you can include. There is no issue here. Okay, you put include. That's it. Run it. So all will be executed.
Perfect.
See, that's it. All 6 test cases are executed. You go and see the reports. Refresh. See, in the test output folder, there is a groups suite folder created. With your suite name, one folder will create. That's the folder is. Okay, there one report is there. This is a groups test.html. With whatever the suite file name you are giving, with that suite, one folder will create. See that? So included groups, regression and smoke, both. This is all the methods. Okay, and you can go and see here. Emailable report is common for all. Already we have an emailable report. You can just go and refresh here. This is the email index.html. See, now you'll get all 6 test cases. See, this is the 3 times run. And emailable report, this one. So you got this. So ZK demo, all the test methods. So included groups, these 2. Before we excluded, right, regression, that will come here. Regression will come here. Which group you are excluding, that will come here. So that's the whole idea, sir. Okay.
Yeah, it was great, sir. Thank you very much. Like,
yeah.
it like clarify everything. You know?
Yeah, right.
Because
so,
once you explained the theory, it was some ambiguity, you know what I mean? But convert to the practice, it's like it's clear. Like
okay, so that so
can you Google? Can you email me this testng